Artist Carole Kuck. Carole Kuck is a San Diego-based painter whose work bridges intuition and structure, informed by a background that merges art and mathematics. As a lesbian artist, her perspective is often grounded in lived experience and our LGBTQ community, bringing a distinct clarity and intention to her compositions. Her work demonstrates a sensitivity to balance, space, and movement, expressed through bold color and assertive mark-making. I first encountered Carole's work several years ago. She participated in the Crow Show in 2023, followed by an invitation to participate in Art Plus LGBTQ History Month. Last year, her work was featured in our annual Pride tradition, Proud Plus, with an astonishing series, Bold and Brilliant, the colors of LGBTQ pride. She also contributed to Words of Pride, which is now a permanent part of the North County LGBTQ Center's art collection. Even in that first exhibition, I noticed there was a distinct spark, an early indication that she had tapped into something uniquely her own. What has followed is a compelling, creative trajectory with her practice moving through abstract art, community building, and political satire. Today, Carole's voice is fully realized. Her hand is more confident, the work more resolved, and the imagery carries a strong sense of presence and connection. What once suggested potential has developed into a body of work that is assured, direct, and fully her own. The strength of her figures and clarity of her perspective create an immediate point of connection, particularly for women who see themselves reflected in her subjects. What's taking shape here has the capacity to move well beyond the San Diego region, engaging collectors and audiences on a broader stage. Welcome, Carole Kuck.
I discovered myself as my longing to be a visual artist when I had moved into a condominium and felt this desire to have a garden, and I really didn't have the space. And I thought to myself, I'll paint a garden on the bar wall in my home. It was L-shaped, and I sat and I plotted it all out on graph paper, and it was whimsical. The plants were larger than life. My cat was in it. There was a large frog, all these things in that I loved, and I just played with color. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I spent my entire spring break creating it and painting it. I just did it by grid, square by square. I transferred the design onto the wall, had chalked it all out, and at the end, I thought to myself, I have never felt more myself. And I'd always expressed creatively through music. And so that was like some sort of wake-up call. It was this realization that I had about myself, that I'd never felt more myself. And that was the beginning. I really didn't do anything for quite some time, for years, but then I took a class and came home and bought an easel. That was the beginning. Yeah. I think when I first got serious about being an artist, I joined every group, I took class after class, and I was learning so much. I was learning a lot and having fun and being part of community. And I explored a lot of abstract art, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the playing with color, I enjoyed the freedom, and I worked on really large canvases, so I felt that kind of movement and freedom and largeness felt really good. But then more recently, the last couple of years, I would say, my art has taken on a new edge that's more around energy and movement and meaning. And I've been inspired by real events, current events, social commentary, and advocacy. And I was about a year and a half ago, I did a project called Bold and Brilliant that was all about bringing awareness to the many different gender identities and sexual orientations in the LGBTQIA plus community in the world. And that advocacy and that desire that I had to bring honoring and representation and awareness to the diversity in the community and to honor people, that sparked something in me. It just changed something for me, and I got bolder and I got braver. And since then, I've been expressing so much more of what I feel and what I think and what I observe in the world. And so that the greatest gift that has come from that is that I've gotten more trusting of my instincts, following my inspirations, and putting more of myself into my art. That's been the greatest gift that has come from that exploration and kind of stepping out. I'm having the most fun with this series than I've ever had with any creative project ever. And that's saying a lot. I've always been creative and had projects and had a lot of fun with expressing myself. But this project came to me when I had an awareness just around social events of how women are always showing up in the world. They're showing up, they've had to show up, we've had to show up and speak out on our own behalf, be our own advocates, fight for our rights and representation. And then I've also became really aware of how women are also always the first to show up for others. And we saw that in the AIDS crisis. And it was particularly the lesbian community really showed up, one of the first to show up with kindness and compassion and good works and caring. And Mothers Against Drunk Driving, the women's marches, and then the tragic events regarding Renee Good. And it just hit me that I want to honor these women who are always showing up. And I wanted to honor women everywhere. And so I called it the Badass Collection because the theme is women are badass. And I want to represent as many badass women as I can. And another kind of stepping out to be and represent community. It is an honor to be a part of San Diego's art community because it is vibrant, it is alive, it is growing, and it is generous. It's really wonderful to be a part of such a thriving community. The studio door is in my neighborhood. The studio door, Patric, changed my life, has made me bold because of the belief in me and the support in me as an artist. So yeah, I'm really grateful. It resonates with me by just another call to be more myself. It was in October of, I want to say, a year ago, 2 years ago, when the Studio Door hosted a show themed on LGBTQIA history versus Pride Month of June and July here in San Diego, but October being LGBTQIA plus History Month. And I was invited to be an artist for that show. And that was my coming out. I mean, I'd been out, but I hadn't been out so boldly as an artist representing as lesbian. And so every opportunity that I have been given since then to be boldly myself and to say who I am, I'm just getting it right now in this moment. No wonder this is the perfect time that I've created this project, because that's who all these badass women are. They are women, they are contemporary women who are willing to be seen. Wow, that just gave me chills, because that's reflective of how I have been becoming more myself, more fully myself, all of who I am. As an artist, there's nothing separate. That's who I am is all of whom I'm expressing as an artist. That's really cool. At this point in time, I really want to keep exploring and expanding this theme. So that's where I am in this moment. What I know about myself, when I look at myself with creative projects, I tend to, if I have a project that I feel reaches some sort of completion, I tend to honor that and let that project kind of just live. I let it go and I let it have its own life. I let it just live and breathe on its own, and I'm just along for the ride. And in that time period, I tend to let go of any thought of any next project. And I have discovered that really serves me as a creative person, because I'm not in my head thinking about what's next, what am I going to do next, where am I going next, what am I going to do? It's just empty and open, and therefore inspiration has a space and time to come to me. And when it comes to me, then I can choose to follow it or not. And that's how this happened. That's how this project happened. And I like being in that flow. I like being in that receptive space. But in this moment, there's going to be more badass women. Do it. Go for it. Take a class. Take a class. My wife, Nancy, just signed up for clay, working with clay class. She's been looking for something, and that idea came to her, and she did some exploration, and she is signed up. She's going to explore something for the first time. And there's a lot of opportunities in San Diego for exploring creative expressions. And so take some classes. It's what that allows you to do is not just learn and get exposed to something and see how it fits for you, but you meet cool people that are on the same path. And it is very, very good to be in community as a creative person. My art, I create here in my own space, so it's a very kind of solitary experience. So it's wonderful when I have the opportunity to engage with the community at large. That's important. And then the other thing I would say is have a trusted friend, mentor, that you can get some honest dialogue with about your creative expression. Share honestly how you're feeling. They can give you some feedback about your art. I have a group. I was in a mentorship program, and we spent a lot of time critiquing each other's work and giving loving but honest feedback. And that's priceless as well, with people that care about you and are loving and kind but honest. So I just say go for it. Step out and connect with local galleries, because the art community is a very generous community. We don't believe in scarcity, we believe in abundance. And when one artist grows and is successful, we all are.